Welcome to the third of the 3 videos dedicated to PRISMA, the Guideline for Systematic Reviews. We want to explain how to assess the risks of bias in a systematic review, both those on each one of the previous studies and those of the review. Let's begin. We will distinguish between risks of bias that are already present in the original studies and risks of bias that we add during the review. 1. Risks of bias in the previous studies. Systematic reviews from the Cochrane collaboration has found more optimistic estimates of the effect in those studies that 1. Do not document the system to generate the random sequence. 2. Do not conceal the assigned treatment until the allocation is completed. 3. Do not mask. 4. Lose cases. 5. Change the main variable or analysis after seeing the results. And 6. A hodgepodge that should never be forgotten. Jose Antonio proposes Sabios as a mnemonic rule. 2. In addition to the bias within each study, there is a possibility of introducing bias during meta-analysis, what PRISMA calls risk of bias across studies. We can group them on missing information. 1. Either of complete studies that cannot be located, perhaps because they have not been published. Or 2. Studies that have been lost or hidden part of their information. This graphic should have an inverted funnel shape if all goes well. In horizontal, it represents the magnitude of the observed effect, and vertically, its precision, with the least precise figures on the base, usually more frequent. The rationale is that large studies, more precise ones, that are at the top, are easier to be found because more people know them, but that small ones could be published only if they point in the desired direction. This meta-analysis has the desired reassuring form without bias. By contrast, PRISMA offers this example that alerts on a clear publication bias since the tail of the funnel is missing. That's all for today. Well, no, one final advice. Practice. Look for an article that mentions, perhaps in limitations, that its uncertainty is greater than the random one reflected on the confidence interval. See you in the next video.